sales is the most lucrative skill in the world, period. The problem is most sales advice out there today is outdated, cheesy, and can even keep you from getting the deals that can make all the difference in your career. This is the No BS Sales School, a podcast for entrepreneurs and salespeople who want to master the skill of selling without all the BS. So I want to share it's a secret that will make you 10 times better at sales, 10x. And it's probably not a very well-kept secret, but it's not very followed advice. This will make you stand out from other salespeople. One of the things that we talk about at the No BS Sales School a lot, right, is that nobody can see that you're better till they see that you're different. Nobody can see that you're better till they see that you're different. By the way, this does not come from your saying, I'm different, right? People see you as the same. By the way, also, your product does not differentiate you. People don't care. They can't tell the difference between your product. And if you're selling something similar, it really doesn't matter. What matters more, and you've probably seen this yourself, probably done this yourself, people will buy mediocre and pay more if they like the experience, right? They like the person they're dealing with. Now, don't take me too literally here. We'll go into another thing about making friends with people, which I think is a bullshit way to go into. I think it's a waste of time in sales to try and make people like you. But take my point here. Only way you differentiate yourself is the way you approach and deal with and handle and respect your prospect. And so one way you can differentiate yourself that will make all the difference in the world. All right, write this down. I got a pen. You ready? 4 words. Shut the hell up. Be quiet. Shut your pie hole. Stop talking. I got a call from someone the other day. I don't know if they don't know what I do. Maybe they did know what I do. Probably did know what I do. And they were trying to get me to join some program. And the phone call began with, have you ever heard of X? And I said, as a matter of fact, I have. Tell me why you ask, right? One of the things we talk to salespeople about a lot is ask, don't tell. Ask, don't tell. So she says, have you ever heard of X? I don't know where that was coming from. I didn't want to get stuck in some situation. So I said, I have. Tell me why you ask. And this person went on, I think without taking a breath, for about 8.5 minutes, describing all the wonderful things about this thing she wanted me to join. On and on and on about conversations she'd had, about research she'd done, about why it was so great, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. On and on and on. And finally, I interrupted because I couldn't take it anymore. And I said, thank you for the explanation. Tell me why you're telling me all this. And she said, oh, because I think it'd be a good thing for you. Okay. To which I could quickly respond, thank you so much for thinking of me, but this is not something I want to spend time, energy, effort on. Right? And so we ended the phone call very nicely a few minutes later. And I think I'll just go ahead and say it was a she sees herself as a great salesperson because she believes she can convince people of things. And convincing happens when the salesperson or the person who's trying to convince, right? They just talk, and they share all these things that are important to them, assuming that those be the same things that are important to the person they're talking to. Well, I will certainly say in my case, nothing could be further from the truth. Whenever you tell somebody what you like about a product and thinking that's the reason they should like it too, or a service, right? You are guessing. And remember, when you are talking, you feel like you're in control of a conversation, but in fact, you are not. The person who is listening, The person who is asking questions and getting responses is the one who is in charge, in control of a conversation. Because the whole time she was talking, I was thinking, nope, don't want to do it. Has nothing to do with me. Not where I want to spend my time. Nope, nope, nope. Meanwhile, she is having none of that because her brain is figuring out what words to say next. There's no processing going on when you're talking. It's just what words are you going to say next? And you're leaving the person across from you who will silently think to themselves, do I like this? Do I not? Is this what I want to hear? Is this what I don't want to hear? Shut up. If you think you can say something in 100 words, say it in 5. Instead of telling people stuff, ask them stuff. Here's another place that salespeople screw this up. They ask a question and their prospect or their customer or their client pauses. Salespeople hate silence. It makes them very uncomfortable. Matter of fact, it makes most people uncomfortable. But salespeople especially. And so when their prospect stops or doesn't immediately respond, often the salesperson will jump in and fill that space with words. See, words aren't going to help. Let your prospect process the thought. If they're answering a question and then they finish answering the question, try this. Don't say anything. Let them finish. And then before you say a word, count to 4. My guess is you'll get to about 2, maybe 3, and your prospect will feel uncomfortable and they will continue talking and share a bunch of stuff that they weren't planning on sharing, hadn't thought about sharing, for better or for worse. Our job as salespeople is to disqualify those people that are not yet ready for us. You are not going to disqualify somebody yourself by the words that come out of your mouth. You're going to disqualify somebody by what you hear, what you process, the questions you ask, and you realize, you know what, this is not the right fit. They're not ready for me yet. I'm not the right one to help them with this problem. Right? Shut up. Ask questions. Seek information, not just data, but seek your prospects' opinions about the data, right? We're doing X amount of business, they may say. And you say, okay, great. Is that good or bad? Is that a lot or a little? What do you think about that? Our job is to dig deeper than the data questions. And the way we do that is to ask questions, shut the hell up, come back, somebody gives us an answer, and be willing to dig in a little bit. Be a little bit vulnerable. Ask somebody why they said what they said. Ask them how they're hoping you'd respond. Ask somebody, what are you hoping I can do for you? Don't have every answer. Don't answer every question. Be quiet. Shut up. It's one way you'll differentiate yourself from all of your competition. I promise. You'll learn a hell of a lot more. You'll keep your dignity, and you'll learn a whole lot faster whether somebody is ready to continue doing business with you or if they've had enough. You know somebody needs to hear this, and I know you do. You know somebody that talks too much. Share this with them. Most people that talk too much don't realize they talk too much. Or maybe they say, I know I talk too much, but, and then they keep going. That's not a plus. That's a minus. I'm Walker McKay with No BS Sales. Share this. Somebody needs to hear it. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast. If you haven't already, please take 1 minute to write a quick review for the show. It really does make a huge difference. Also, subscribe to the show and please forward this episode to somebody else who needs to hear it. As a bonus for listening, I'm going to give you access to a free mini course, 7 expensive sales mistakes you're making and what you can do about it. Go to www.7salesmistakes.com and get access to the free mini course. That's the number 7salesmistakes.com. Thanks again for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast.